In the labyrinthine depths of Zaun, shadows danced beneath flickering neon lights, casting distorted shapes that stretched across the grimy streets like ominous specters. The air hung heavy with the acrid scent of industry, a metallic tang that clung to Jinx's skin like a second layer. The city above Piltover basked in lavish opulence, its towers of glass and steel a stark contrast to Zaun's urban decay. Jinx crouched low, peering through her goggles at the bustling marketplace below. A kaleidoscope of chaos, it was a place of clandestine exchanges, whispered deals, and stolen moments. She felt it, the pulse of a city alive, yet aching with unspoken desperation. Here she was both a phantom and a part of something larger, caught between the chaos of her mind and the raw potential that lay in every corner. Her thoughts were a tangle of impressions, images of her sister Vi, fragmented memories like shards of shattered glass, and the recurring dream where flames consumed the world only to leave her unscathed. For too long she had lingered in the underbelly of a society that barely acknowledged her existence, yet whispered her name in fear. Jinx blinked, her vision snapping back into focus as a spark of ambition ignited within her. It was time to enact change, to rise above the whispers and stake her claim in this world of rot and ruin. She stood, her resolve hardening like tempered steel, and turned away from the market's chaos. The world would remember Jinx, not as the broken girl she had been, but as the storm she was destined to become. Suddenly, a flicker of movement caught her eye. A figure emerged from the shadows, a man cloaked in tattered garb, his eyes sharp and calculating. Their gazes locked, and Jinx felt a thrill of recognition, a harbinger of what was to come. She had found her catalyst. The man called himself Silco, a name whispered with reverence and fear in the dimly lit dens of Zaun's criminal underworld. His presence was like the cutting edge of a blade, sharp and unyielding. Jinx, unflinching, met his gaze with equal intensity. Words were unnecessary. In the silence, alliances were forged in unspoken understanding. Zaun has potential, Silco began, his voice a low rasp, roughened by smoke and ambition. But potential alone accomplishes nothing. Chaos, raw and unfettered, that is where true power lies. Jinx tilted her head, the corners of her lips quirking into a smile that spoke of danger and delight in equal measures. Chaos, huh? Sounds like my kind of party. The air around them seemed to hum, charged with the electricity of their meeting. Silco's eyes, dark and enigmatic, flickered with the fires of revolution. Piltover crushes us under its heel, he continued, his words a defiant hiss. We need a spark, a catalyst to ignite Zaun's uprising, someone like you. The idea sunk into Jinx's mind, entwining with her unbridled creativity and daring. A chance to rise, to matter, to be the hero or villain of her own story. For a moment, uncertainty flickered like a candle in the wind, but she banished it with the vision of the flames from her dreams. All right, she said, her voice ringing with wild exhilaration. Let's light this place up. And thus began her trajectory. A path fraught with risk, but lined with the potential for an ascent no one would forget. In Silco, she had found a mentor and adversary, someone who saw not just the madness but the method in Jinx's chaos. As they dispersed into the night, the city felt different, charged. Jinx couldn't shake the feeling of destiny marching beside her, an invisible entanglement drawing her toward immeasurable power, toward a future that blazed bright with possibility and peril. Early struggles marred the path, testing Jinx's resolve with every step. Her first operation was a heartbreakingly precise dance between brilliance and disaster, a raid on a Piltover shipment destined for Zaun's black market. Jinx's heart raced as she sketched her plan into the grime of an alley wall, her fingers smearing the soot into makeshift battle tactics. Her eyes gleamed with the fire of ingenuity born of desperation, each line a tribute to her fractured, relentless mind. The appointed night arrived cloaked in anonymity, the streets silent save for the distant hum of machinery. Jinx's team, a motley crew of renegades and reckless dreamers, followed her lead with a mixture of awe and uncertainty. They struck with the ferocity of a tempest. Explosions lit the night, casting garish shadows that writhed against the city's skeletal structures. But the tide of battle, mercurial and unyielding, turned against them with swift precision. Error became a tangible thing, a misfire here, hesitation there, a domino rally of missteps. Something clamped tight in her chest as chaos unraveled around, disoriented by her own strategy's betrayal. Yet within the wreck of their ambition lay a sliver of victory. They seized the shipment, but at what cost? Allies scrambled from encroaching Piltover enforcers, their ranks diminished, their faces grim with newfound fears. Jinx's mind whirled. This could not be an end, but a beginning. The sting of failure was a scalding brand, a reminder that power was fickle, earned through sweat, calculation, and an ironclad will. Silco watched the aftermath with inscrutable eyes, not a word passing his lips. Approval, admonishment, only presence, a testament to the road barely begun. In private, once the storm had settled, she turned to the tools of her trade. Jinx's hands transformed hesitation into resolve. The steady rhythm of invention, a balm for her battered spirit. Designs flowed, no longer chimeras of abstract ambition, but calculated endeavors poised to rectify failures. Every failure had its lesson, every step a foundation for the chaos yet to unfurl. And when the hour grew late, her resolve shone renewed, brighter than before. Her ascent had begun, and not for all the missteps in the world would she be deterred.